All right, we are here today backstage at Nightmare Weekend in Richmond with Amelie McLain, our friend from Terrifier 2, of course, the pale girl herself. How are you? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It is great to see you.
Yes.
It's been a few years since we talked via Zoom a while back, and it was one of your first interviews, I think.
Yes.
And right after Terrifier 2 came out and made all this noise, and since then there's been Terrifier 3, there's been tons of little pale girl merch everywhere. Tell us just a little bit about how your life has changed since Terrifier 2 came out.
So when I filmed Terrifier 2, I had no idea that it would blow up like it did. And yeah, the merch is crazy. We get a lot of merch from the fans and everybody. And so we transformed this room in my house to just a little pale girl room. And there's like stuff covered all over the walls, dolls, paintings, art, whatever you can think of, it's probably in there. So I love all of the merch and all of the cool stuff that everyone has come up with. And then another really cool thing is the cosplay. I really love that, especially the little ones, like the little kids, they're so cute. And I just love seeing little pale girl, like other people enjoying her too.
Well, and I was going to ask you about that because you've been doing a lot of convention appearances in recent years, and like you said, you meet fans of all ages.
Yes, yeah.
And some are fans that probably haven't even seen the movies, but they're dressed as your character. That's got to be somewhat surreal to see that these kids that are too young to even see Terrifier 2. I don't imagine they've seen it, but yet they're all done up in the makeup.
Yeah, it's like they're dressing like my character. It's very surreal to me, for sure. Also, especially like when I'll be out in public and people will come up and be like, "Are you the little pale girl?" And I'm like, that's crazy to me that they recognize me out of makeup too. You know, that I'm that known to people. It's crazy. I would have never expected that as like a little 10-year-old filming Terrifier 2, but I love it. Everyone's so sweet.
And so, like you said, you were 10 years old when you were filming that. Obviously, you had no idea that it was going to blow up the way it did, and that character would be so big as she became. And now with the merch, you mentioned fan merch, fan-made merch. What about like going to Walmart and Target, and you're seeing like pop Funkos and figures of little pale girl now, t-shirts with her on it, like officially licensed stuff. What about that? Like in mainstream stores, not just at horror conventions now.
Know. I saw this Facebook post the other day, and it was like a whole Terrifier section in Walmart, and there was a pale girl doll in it. And I texted the screenshot to my mom, and I was like, I cannot grasp the fact that my character is in a Walmart. Like, that's crazy to me. And the Funko Pops are insane. I love my Funko Pop. So cute. I used to collect Funko Pops when I was little, and like, if I could tell my little self that I am gonna be a Funko Pop, I don't think I would have believed it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be mind-blowing, and like you said, somebody who's collected your own hero characters and hero performers is in pop form. Now, did you see Terrifier 3 when it came out last year? What was your reaction to seeing Terrifier 3 for the first time?
I loved the Christmas theme of it. I thought it brought something different. I did see it. I loved all the new additions, the new actors. Everyone's so sweet, and it's just great that the cast just keeps getting even bigger. It's funny because for the first Terrifier, it was like 8 people, and then the second grew a little bit. I came in, and then the third, it's just all of these new actors, and I hope for the fourth that we get even more new fun people, and it's just cool to meet all the new additions.
Now, speaking of the cast and the growing cast of all 3 movies, I mean, you're here at this convention with Samantha Scafidi, and I know you've appeared with many of the different, your co-stars and people that you didn't work with from the first or third movies as well. Can you talk about that, the relationship that you guys, because it's kind of this Terrifier universe now, it seems like, and I've watched you guys all day kind of just having fun with each other. Can you talk about that relationship of the Terrifier family?
I would say I'm very close with Samantha Scafidi, because we just do conventions with each other all the time, and I look up to her. She gives great advice, so I've gotten really close with Sam lately. And then obviously David is so sweet. And then meeting the new people too, like Antonella, she's really sweet, and it's fun because she's my age, you know, so I can like form a bond with her over like being in high school, doing work at high school, like stuff that we're both the same age, we're going to the same thing. So that's really fun. It's nice to talk to her, but everyone's just really good to talk to, and they all give great advice.
Now, when you've been doing these convention appearances and meeting fans, what is one experience you can tell us about that just blew your mind? One fan experience that just you couldn't have imagined happening, and it just kind of surprised you and blew your mind?
Maybe when I signed this guy's head. Literally, he had a bald head, and he had a Pale Girl tattooed on his head. He comes up to me with Pale Girl on his head, and he's like, "Can you sign my head with a Sharpie? I'm going to get it tattooed." And this convention was a convention, and then it was like a tattoo center combined with it. So I signed his head, and he brings me to this tattoo artist in the convention center, and I watched it live get tattooed onto his bald head.
Oh, that sounds like a pretty wild fan experience. That would rank up there.
Yeah, I like physically watched it get done.
And so he's walking around with that tattooed on his head. And, and he's not the only one. I know you've seen
I've tattooed
tattoos.
Legs, arms, everywhere. Crazy.
That has to be insane for you to see that people putting that on. That's permanent.
I know, like my face and my signature is permanently on their body. I can't even like fathom that.
Now we talked a few minutes earlier about there's going to be a Terrifier 4, of course, and who knows, there might be more after that. But now with Little Pale Girl, and I said, you might have grown out of Little Pale Girl, but they should give you another role. But you said, well, why? Right? Why do you have to grow out of Pale Girl? To tell our audience a little bit about your idea about let's bring back Pale Girl.
Pale Girl can age,
Yeah.
I have no clue if I'm coming back or not. Damien hasn't told me anything.
Right.
But I would love to come back either as a different character or as Little Pale Girl, because Little Pale Girl is so special to me. I brought her to life. I think that she could age, possibly. But yeah, we'll just see what the future holds. But yeah, fingers crossed.
And I probably asked you a similar question when we did your first interview, and I'm going to ask you again now, having seen even more of this. But going forward, looking down the road, can you even think about that? Maybe in 10 or 20 years, you might still be at these conventions and signing people's heads and autographing. Have you thought about that this might be something that just goes on and on, the way some of these other actors that I know you've met on the convention circuit?
Yeah, the convention circuit is great because I can rely on this and keep doing it for as long as I want. I've done maybe 30 so far, and it's only been a few years since Terrifier 2 was made. And I've met people that were in movies a long time ago, and they're still at the conventions, and fans are still wanting their autograph and wanting to talk to them. So it just goes to show like how dedicated the horror fans are. I definitely know that I can rely on conventions for as long as I want, which is great. It's a good thing to know I can fall back on.
And you mentioned how dedicated the horror fans are. Have you had any negative experience, or has it all just been positive experiences with just the horror community in general?
I haven't had like any horrible experiences. I've had people say like backhanded things to me, or like I've gotten some rude hate comments on Instagram, but like you kind of have to expect that. Not everyone's gonna love what you do. It's kind of just part of life. Nothing horrible though, which is good.
Right.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
And
hopefully it stays that way.
but mostly it's been you've been enjoying the
99% of the time everyone's great, and there's gonna be a few people that are just weird, and you just have to deal with that. But most people are just super sweet. Yeah.
Now, do you have any other upcoming projects that you can talk about or want to plug?
So I'm constantly auditioning for things. I'm
Okay.
not sure what's in for me next, but yeah, hopefully something soon.
It's coming.
Maybe Terrifier 4. I have
Yeah.
no clue. We'll see.
All right, there we go, Damien. Now it's up to you.
Yes.
All right, well, this has been so great
Yes.
just catching up with you, and I know you're super busy. You've been slammed all weekend here at the convention, and I know it's so awesome that fans like myself get to come out here
Yeah.
and meet you in person and
love
connect.
it.
It's great that you do these appearances. So thank you for taking this time to talk to us,
Of
and
course.
congrats on everything you
Thank
got going
you.
on. You know we're fans. We're going to be following along with great interest.
Thank you so much. I loved recapping with you because we did an interview before. And
We did.
It's great to follow back up.
To follow
Yeah.
back up and to get your up-to-date perspective.
Yeah.
Because again, that was
It
such
changes.
early days for
Yeah.
you, and now you've been able to see so much more. Now, for our final question before we go, since it is Halloween Daily, and as we're recording this, it's almost Halloween itself. So
Yeah.
I gotta ask, do you have any plans for this Halloween yet? Or okay,
I sure do.
Have you decided your costume? What
I
can
have
you tell
big
us about your
plans.
Halloween plans? Okay.
So, on actual Halloween, I will be in Orlando at Halloween Horror Nights, and I will be going through the Terrifier house.
Oh.
I saw it in Los Angeles. We went to the Halloween Horror Nights there, and it was awesome, absolutely insane. And so now I get to go through the Orlando one, so I'm so excited. And then I always dress up every single year for Halloween. Some people are like, oh, you're too old to dress up. I love dressing up. So this year, me and my best friend are gonna be strawberry shortcake and lemon meringue. We love strawberry shortcake,
Awesome.
so I already have my outfit, my striped tights and everything. So I'm gonna dress up and I'm gonna go to Halloween Horror Nights. Those are my Halloween plans.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like some awesome plans for sure. And yes,
Thank you.
know we agree. Never too old to dress up. Are you
No.
kidding? Never too old to trick or treat, for that matter.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
my
come
friends
on.
wanted to, I would still go ring the doorbells and get the candy.
Absolutely.
honestly.
Well, me too. You know, I
Heck
mean,
yeah.
why not? I mean, yeah, never too old for any of
No.
that. Absolutely. Yeah, you're one of us in that respect.
Yeah.
Halloween forever.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween forever.
For sure. Yeah.
Well,
you so
thank you
much.
again. Have a happy Halloween.
You too.
And thank
Thank
you,
you,
everybody.
guys.